This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Ladina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Understand this. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. I had to calm that one down, all right? Shout out to everybody out there that's living their dreams, man. We're going to have a great show tonight. We are celebrating award-winning authors. There was an event, the Distinguished Authors Guild, that happened November the 8th in Las Vegas. A lot of authors submitted their books, and everybody, like we said yesterday, everybody is a winner. You know, you did it. You submitted your book. You had people read it. You did your thing, but only a few were able to attain that award, get that award. And we have 4 more of the winners on here tonight. So we're going to celebrate them, because that's all it is. It's a celebration of the journey that they've gone through to get these books done, to become and have the auspicious title of the award-winning authors. Yes, I wish I had some clapping in the background, but it's okay. We're going to do this thing, okay? Let's get this show started, all right? First off, man, this guy's been on the show before. Him and his wife, they are motivators. They are great speakers. They are just some inspirational people. I love their spirit. And Brian's an award-winning author, okay? This is Mr. Brian K. McNeill. What's going on, Brian?
Woo. Thank you, Greg, for having me on here, man. I love Dope Living. I love my man, Greg. Thanks for having me out here.
Appreciate you, bro. This brother I was talking to in the green room, all right? He is an award-winning author. He's becoming a filmmaker now, okay? And I love filmmakers. You all know how Tubi just lives on Dope Living TV Live. But this guy's going to do some great things, okay? And he's an award-winning author as well. His name is Jonathan Jamar. What's going on, Jonathan?
Hey, man, how you doing? It's a pleasure to be here.
Most definitely, man. We appreciate you coming through, all right? This woman here literally checked me, all right? Just basically, I know what I'm doing, all right? But she is an award-winning authoress, and she's doing some great things out there as well, okay? Let's welcome Miss Annette Harris to the show. What's going on, Annette?
Hello. Hey, Greg, how are you this time?
Look, he just checked me and said, I know what I'm doing, okay? Don't you worry about me. I knew. And she's such a sweet person, all right? Our next award-winning author, she has the title of doctor in front of her name, so we must do her the honors, okay? She's a doctor, and she wrote a book. Her name is Dr. Whitehead. What is this? Destiny-driven decisions. Doctor, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I am so blessed and honored to be here with this amazing group of authors and with you as our coordinator and host. My goodness, I'm feeling mighty blessed.
We're going to jump it off today, boy. That's the spirits in the room. I feel it, okay? This next lady, she wasn't in the green room, so all I can say is this is award-winning author Rashawn Carter. What's going on, babe?
Hi, how are you?
Everything's great, okay? We got a room full of, man, I feel like I feel naked. I ain't got no award. I ain't got nothing.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
What I got,
Doing
Annette?
a lot.
The award of being a host of Dope Livin TV.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna take that. Okay. What's going on, Marcella?
Hey, hi everyone. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How
Oh,
are you?
hello
Good,
there.
good.
And I didn't say Marcella just because Marcella's part of the team, so part of Dope Living TV Live. So we're gonna get this started. All right, most definitely. Okay, first of all, guys, again, I want to welcome each and every one of you. We want to get all of your stories in, so I'm not gonna say too much. All right, let's start off with Rashawn. What made you want to write books, and tell us your journey.
Actually, I had no real thought about writing a book until last December. So I'm going on a year now. And I am a mental health therapist. And I focus a lot on self-care, self-love, self-compassion, and self-discovery. And one day, as I was talking with the rest of my Mind Matters team, I said, I think I want to create a journal about that very thing. And I was encouraged by those ladies as well as family to say, you know what, go ahead and do it. So from my own personal journals, I created Purposeful Life, a passion-driven prompted journal. And it identifies how to discover oneself with very pertinent questions, as well as how to create a self-care plan and giving ideas on what you can do. In the meantime, I am a music buff, so there's space for you to create your playlist for when you want to self-discover and self-love.
Look at you, girl, doing all of that stuff.
Okay.
I bet your writing finger is just all crooked and messed up now, right?
It is.
Or do we do it differently now, Marcella? They type it in now, right?
I guess.
Yeah. I'm with you, Marcella.
I'm a pen and paper girl, so I definitely wrote, then typed.
That's what. Is it better to do it that way, or I don't know.
For me, it helped me connect because again, I was pulling from my own journals, my own personal journals of just my thoughts and feelings and emotions and experiences. And so it helped me connect even more to my project.
Okay.
And then I was able to really hone in on the questions because I didn't want to go too deep and scare people off, but I didn't want to go too light and people go, what am I buying this for? Like, what do I need this for?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I gotta bring on the creative Distinguished Authors Guild. She's a little late, all right, but that's traffic. Gina, what's up?
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up?
Hey, Gina.
Everybody. You guys look awesome.
Rashawn, do you have your book with you right now? You can hold it up.
I wasn't prepared.
Why she look around like she got that book?
Okay, author, and we're talking, and you don't have your book.
Look at
Wait a minute. Look at Annette Harris. Look at author Annette Harris. She's like, wait.
So here's true transparency. I was cooking dinner and said, oh my goodness, I'm supposed to be on a call and I need to get the link. And yeah, I did not grab the book. I do have the book here in my home.
That's all
I just
right.
have to get it.
And the name of your book again is?
It is Purposeful Life, a passion-driven guided journal.
See if you can find it, Marcella. I'll put it up, okay? Let's move on so we can get everybody in, and then we'll talk to them as a group. Jonathan, what's going on, bro?
How you doing, sir?
Everything's good. And see, he that's cool. That's John's
It
staff.
was. It was real smooth.
That's staff right there. And if I was listening to Brian's show, I'd have to make up a song for him. Jonathan, tell us about your journey, man.
My journey is absolutely, man. My journey is absolutely God driven. It took me. I retired. I medically retired from the military for PTSD and depression, and I wanted to get back. So I wanted to write a book because through therapy, I've figured out that a lot of my depression and a lot of my stuff kind of stemmed from when I was a kid. So I wanted to give kids a chance. I wanted to give parents a chance to talk about it, kids a book that kind of relate to. And I wrote it. And I was working with a publisher. I don't know what happened, but it it was 2 years, and I had no traction, no movement. And Brandon Blackwell actually came to my school. I go to Full Sail University, and he was he was becoming a Hall of Fame, and he wrote a children's book. So I was like, hey, I kind of need help. I wrote a children's book as well. He read it, and he was like, oh, we got to get this out. So he connected me. He connected me with someone, and then they connected me to everyone. And I got connected with Gina. I got connected with my wonderful publisher, Dr. Whitehead, which is on the call today. And just telling her my story and telling her everything I was going, and she didn't hesitate. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she got my book out within, like, it was like super fast, probably like 3-4 weeks. And she turned around and just got it out. And so much so, like, it was just absolutely amazing working with her. And then we actually added to it, because we as reading it, we found out, it was like, I was like, I want more to it. And she was like, yeah, let's um let's put more to it. And we decided to put worksheets in the back, so to make the book not just a book, an experience where a kid just can't read it and put it down. You keep coming back to it and working on, self-care, working on those depression and your feelings. And my favorite page in the book is the last page, which is the self-care checklist. And it's basically just, if you feel some type of way, any emotion, you go to there and you just pick one thing. If it's hug your parent, or write a song, or go outside. So it's absolutely amazing. God is amazing. The team, my publisher is amazing. And to write anything, and congratulations to everybody on here, to write anything and to give it to the world, and for the world to say that it's an award-winning book. It's just everything.
Yes, sir. It's an award-winning book. We have award-winning authors on here. Okay.
Yes.
This is great. This is great. Let's keep it going. Again, Gina, what I want to do is I want to get everybody's backstory, and then we're going to start asking them some questions about some general questions. All right, Dr. Whitehead.
Hello.
How are you?
I am doing well. Listen, I'm shining over here. Jonathan has me smiling from ear to ear. I'm so excited about his amazing accomplishments and getting this children's book out on depression. Listen, it is an amazing publication. You have to get it. And I am excited to be here to talk about destiny-driven decisions.
Talk about
it. I'm excited because also I'm a destiny coach. So as a destiny coach and then a publisher, and having Jonathan here with an award-winning book, and being able to celebrate this amazing accomplishment and honor to be selected as an award winner by DAG. I'm just on cloud 9. It's going to be hard to pull me down. So I'm thankful to be here. It's been great. It's all about understanding how to make the decisions that will get you to the next place in your destiny. The name of the book is Making Destiny-Driven Decisions.
All right, and we're going to have to, Gina, share this information on a post. Okay, get everybody's post so everybody can start checking them out too. That is amazing, Dr. Whitehead. And we're going to get back to you in a second. All right.
Yes.
Brian.
Brian.
Hello, everybody. I'm super excited that who's in the room. I'm glad that Dr. Carolyn Stevens is here. My sister Gina is here. I like how you set this up, Greg, when you said, let's get everybody's journey.
Yes, sir.
The journey, because that's what it is. And I want to take you through my journey to my award-winning book, and I'm going to do it fast, okay? But I've been teaching people how to sell better for 30 years, and I felt I was full with information. So when I finally got my first book published, it was called The Shortcut, The Fastest Route to Selling Your Services. And it teaches entrepreneurs what to do with their time, but it doesn't cover how to overcome objections. And then I wrote the book, Asking for the Money. How anyone
The money.
The money. Asking for the money. And this book just got put on Audible too. But then, I'm a father as well. And I speak in schools like Greg does a lot, elementary schools even. And then I wrote the book, Why Rhinos Make Great Salespeople, featuring Mr. Randall the Rhino. This is a not just for children's book, okay? Why Rhinos Make Great Salespeople, comparing rhinos to salespeople. And then I want us to all, as Black people, I want us to raise entrepreneurs. So then I wrote Why Rhinos Make Great Entrepreneurs, featuring my character, Mr. Randall the Rhino. But the book that won is probably my favorite book. This book here, 932, the 9 most important words, the 3 most important skills, and the 2 most important questions, featuring Mr. Randall. He's talking to his loving daughter, his 9-year-old daughter, and he's giving her the keys to success in life, the 9 words that he believes are most important for her, the words like courage and love and faith, and the power of the word no, and skills, the ability to communicate, the ability to lead, and questions. Who are you here to serve? And what are you here to do? Those kind of questions. And he's teaching his daughter. I'm very, very proud of this book, and I do want it in school. So thank you.
Exactly, man.
That's right. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yes. You already spoke it. So we definitely gonna see it in some schools. Did somebody leave? No, they didn't. Okay. Annette. Award-winning author Annette Harris. How are you?
Well, hello, Mr. Greg. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate you and hosting. I appreciate the opportunity and grateful to, of course, my girl, Gina. That's my girl. And congratulations to all the authors. My goodness, this is such a wonderful experience. But my journey, I am just grateful. Some of the gentlemen were talking beforehand. You all talked about journeys. One of my mottos is our journey is not for us alone. It is for others. And I totally agree with that. But I am so excited that I wasn't excited at first to write the book. I'm just going to be honest. But God told me to write. He told me to write at the beginning of last year. And I said, God, what do you want me to write? Because I kept saying no. I told the Lord no.
God?
I did. I said, no. What am I writing about? What am I writing? Because you don't want to be in self, and I'm very conscious of that. And so and then I want to make sure that it's really him talking. So so they kept telling me to write. And so I said, okay, Lord, if I write, you first have to give me what to write about. You're going to have to give me every word from start to finish. You have to give me the chapter titles. You have to give me the title of the book itself. And when I, submitted to the Lord and said I would do it, then he started guiding my steps. I mean, just one right after the other. He placed me in contact with a beautiful woman of God who she's actually a publisher. She had been on my show for I had interviewed her a number of times as an author, and she had this book writing camp. And one of the first things that she said to us, all of us that were attending the workshop, is to do dump writing. That was one of the things that she said, because I didn't know where to start. This was my first book. I didn't know where to start. And so she said, do dump writing. And that book writing camp was a blessing to me. I learned so much. Well, the Lord blessed me to be able to write my book within 6 weeks. And once when I got to the end of writing my book, I did not want to go through the, I could have done do-it-yourself publishing or what have you, but I ended up going through her because it was so exhausting in terms of what I had to write. And this is my book, Surviving a Silenced Heartbeat. I did get my book.
There you go.
And Surviving a Silenced Heartbeat talks about dealing with grief. And so this is what the Lord wanted me to focus on. He wanted me to focus on dealing with grief. And many of you all have heard this before. And I asked the Lord, I said, why do you want me to write about this now? He said, because grief does not have an expiration date. He wanted me to talk about my own journey of losing my brother to murder and how it affected me at that time. I was young at that time. And I think the other young man was talking about dealing with, different mental health challenges when he was young. I went through a lot mentally and didn't realize that's what I was going through because of how he was taken away from us. And I'm the youngest in the family, so it hit me harder, I think. But he wanted me to share with people, because grief doesn't have an expiration date, it doesn't mean you have to succumb to it. You can overcome, you can survive. And so that was my journey of talking about it. And I learned so much about myself writing this book. And it's to be a blessing to others.
That's right. I think each of you have been a blessing to a lot of people because they didn't necessarily hear your stories or your journeys. But you've got these books out and they're award-winning books. Jada, how does this make you feel to bring these people, this group of people, not only this group of people, but all of the authors together to celebrate them?
Man, they make me proud. I mean, they're doing so much, and to take the courage to step out and write this book and get it out there for others, it's not that easy. There's a lot of people right now. You can ask some of your friends, family. You can ask, and there's at least one person that's going to say, I started a book, but I didn't finish it. It's easy to get started. It is hard to get to the end. And for them to take this journey and to be able to share these stories with others, it takes a lot of courage. And I'm proud of all of them, all of them.
Yeah, and we were talking, some of us were talking before the show started, and I was just saying, man, all of us have stories, but all of us don't know how to write them.
Right.
Jonathan gave me some great advice, okay? But I hear you, Jonathan, but I'm not a writer, man.
Man, listen, I'm not a writer, right? I'm a filmmaker, right? You have a story. If you don't want to write it, cool. Hit the little mic and you say it and let the little computer or whatever write it for you. But your story has to be told. You get what I'm saying? Because what you're doing is you're hindering someone's progress because you're stubborn.
I say it all the time.
Did you hear him?
Did you hear it almost every other day?
That's true.
I
said
it all the day.
But you know what? Well, no, I ain't gonna say that. Marcel,
he said because you stubborn. Oh,
no.
Marcel, you read a lot of these books, okay? And you had to help with that process. What was it like reading all of these books and having to get to? Because I heard that this year was the best crop of writers ever with the Distinguished Authors Guild. Okay, you guys had a tremendous job of picking.
Wow.
I think I only read one of these books from the authors today, but it seems to be from all of the authors, like Jonathan said, they have stories. And getting in the church world, we call it a testimony. And getting the testimony out is truly helping and healing other people. And like we've been telling you, Greg, you have a story. I have a story. I didn't tell God no. I've just been procrastinating.
Well, you telling God no.
No, I said yes. I'm just a procrastinator. I'm too scared to tell him no. But Jonathan, your book is about depression.
Yes, ma'am. It's I'm okay. I think a story of overcoming depression.
And that we talked a little bit about that yesterday with Sir Markadu about domestic violence and different things that our children are seeing that they shouldn't. Back in our day, when there were adult conversations and adult situations coming through, the kids were sent out the room. Go upstairs, go downstairs. And I think your book is so much needed for children and something in our community also. We need to stop and listen to our children. You know, we have a tendency to, you know, blow them off. You know, you don't want to hear it, but with depression, a lot of people don't realize what that is. People don't realize that's a form of mental illness. When your child is starting to withdraw, grades are dropping. You know, they don't enjoy kid things anymore. Those are all signs of depression. Those are classes or events that they need to have in our schools, elementary school, middle school, and high school. It's very much needed. Our community needs to stop with the stigma of mental illness. Stop ignoring it. Stop throwing it under the rug. It is real. It is out there. Our children need help. They're seeing too many adult situations that they do not need to see. It's
Right.
in
You're
the
absolutely right, Marcy.
It's in the
That's
music.
absolutely right.
It's in the movies, in television. And we need to start changing that narrative. Your book is very much needed. And
Right. Well, let me just add to that,
Mhm.
Marcy, because I purchased every author's book.
Mhm.
Every author that was in Vegas, I purchased everyone on here. I have their book. And the best thing about it is there are so many different genres with Distinguished Authors Guild that
Mhm.
each one of those books touch something
Mhm.
that's needed, whether it's society, whether it's children, whether it's mental illness, whatever it is. There's a book in this group of authors that's going to touch something or someone.
Mhm. Yes.
And so these different
Yeah.
categories give everyone an opportunity to come and say, well, you know what, I'm going through this. Here's an author that wrote this kind of book.
Yes.
Or if they
Yes.
just want to sit back and chill and have a good romance novel, you know, that's there too. It's just such a variety.
Yeah,
That
it
you can
is.
come choose one of these books and actually enjoy it or learn from it.
Mhm.
We have books that's teaching youngsters about finance. They're
Mhm.
not learning that in school. But we have authors that have put those types of books out to help
Mhm.
our youth. There's books that are helping people that are struggling through death, struggling through a
Mhm.
lot of different things. So it's just a variety of books that's out there that
Mhm.
anyone can get their hands on.
And I think
Absolutely.
it's necessary.
Absolutely.
I would
I think
like
it's
to piggyback.
necessary. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I am a mental health therapist in the school system
Mhm.
in Fort Bend County, Texas. I work with elementary through high school.
Mhm.
And so I did take a couple of books back with me, and
Mm.
I do use them with my kids
Okay, cool.
because they are, you know, we're working on depression, we're working on anxiety. I have a private practice, and I specifically told Miss Annette that I was getting her book because I have 2 clients that are suffering with the loss of their brother who are teenagers, and ensuring that, you know, they have that support and understand that they're not alone through something that feels like they're alone, or they're the only one that's experiencing it.
Mhm.
And so I'm glad that you all touched on that, because in the schools, there's only 6 of us in a school district of 80,000 plus kids.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we can only see 20 kids at a time. And those 20 kids get 12 sessions each. And then we have to try to pass them along.
Wow.
And even in my private practice, I'm one.
Mhm.
And I have a caseload of 40.
Mm.
Because my county is inundated with mental health. When we talk about an epidemic,
Mhm.
inundated with mental health, and we don't have enough people to service them.
Mm.
Interesting.
That
Interesting.
is. I
Great.
mean, you're seeing it firsthand. But I have a question to ask the whole panel, and we'll go around. We'll start with you, Dr. Barbara, and we'll go around the panel. I just want to know, at what point did you realize that other people needed to hear your story?
You know what, Gina? Before y'all answer that, I was just getting ready to ask that same damn question.
Mhm.
I was getting ready to ask the same question. So go ahead.
Okay. That is a wonderful question because it brings me to the place of my journey and recognizing that we all have this challenge of identifying our purpose, establishing our goals, and moving forward to accomplish that. How do we get unstuck? What do we do with self-limiting beliefs, and how do we stop? How do we negate the self-sabotaging behaviors that we have invested in our lives? And I knew that because that was an issue, a journey that I had to navigate through, I knew that it was a relevant discussion for others. And so by God's grace and his guidance, I was able to put that to paper because I recognize that once we put it in writing, once we bring it to a place where others can reference it, it now has the foundation to move forward and help other people. It's like Marcella said, it's like telling my testimony of how to know how to get out of that place of being stuck. And so this is where when I realized how valuable this discussion was for me personally. I knew that the very thing that I wanted was what I had become. So I had to put it in writing.
Beautiful.
Okay, beautiful. Go ahead and give us your side of that.
No, I'm really enjoying this. I mean, I've said this, even with the guild, it's wonderful to network and to listen to others and hear about their journey and all that. It is so much has been said, but the question again, Gina, so I'll make sure I'm on point.
I just want to know when did you realize that you needed to get your book out there for others in order to help others out here?
Right. Now, I will say this. My background is in psychology. My undergrad is in psychology. I think God has a sense of humor. When my brother passed, I was 15 years old. So we go back to talking about that, Rashawn, and talking about the young people when they're losing loved ones. And I didn't have that. A counselor back then, because when my brother passed, it was 1983. That wasn't heard of, especially for us in the Black community, to be able to go to a therapist or a counselor or have someone that we can go and vent to. That wasn't common back then. Now, I do firmly believe, because I had a wonderful parents, if they had been maybe approached with that, they probably would have said, yeah, you all come on, let's go. We need to get some counseling. But I didn't have it. So I had to go through the best way I knew how. And at that time, the best way I knew how was to turn on the lights at night. I didn't trust anybody if they weren't related to me, by blood. I didn't trust you because I felt if you could come and take away my brother's life, who was only, he was out here being productive. He wasn't doing anything to anybody, wasn't in any gangs or anything like that. I didn't trust you. So I had all of this that was weighing in and on me heavy. So when God told me to write about it, I knew that it wasn't just for me, it was for others. I looked at how many of the young people, children had lost parents due to COVID within the 3 years that we were going through it, right? They lost parents and guardians. And my heart went out and I said, God, I can only imagine what they're dealing with because I knew what I dealt with at 15. So that's what motivated and pushed me once I finally said yes, Marcella, to God, to write. I said, I've got to get this out because I can only imagine what they're going through. We got to deal with this. We got to deal with the grief and everything else that comes along with it. Those mental health challenges, mental health issues. We can't just leave it out there. So that's what motivated me.
Right.
Okay, real good. Now, Brian, I never heard you be this quiet before. Okay, but what about you?
I'm like the ladies. I am really enjoying the stories. But go ahead. What made me want to write this book here?
Yes, sir.
This is to me a book of character for young people. 932, the 9 most important words, 3 most important skills, 2 most important questions. And I was aching as I was listening to you guys talk about it because I realized I've been talking about writing a book like this since 2008. Mm-hmm. I even started it several times. Even my youngest son, I'm like, son, what words you think are important? And then we was talking about things that they don't teach in the schools that we wish we had learned. like about how to manage money, how to manage people, how to build relationships, all these kinds of things that we wish we had learned. And the things they've taken away from school, they took away the arts, they took away music, they took away recreation, gym time, all that kind of stuff. So, and one of the main things it took away was character things. So I've been wanting to write this book about these 9 most important words, not just for my children and my grandchildren, but I really want to make it a way that, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds, they can get this food. I think that age group is neglected a lot. We talk to the teenagers and we talk to the adults and we talk to the children, the kindergarten age children with our books a lot. But I wanted to focus on those ages right there, those preteen ages, and a word for them. And I got to the point where I felt it was so important. I was like pregnant with the idea, and I just could not do it. I had to get it out. Hemingway once said, you can't finish your book until you get so frustrated with it that you want to throw it against the wall. Once you get past that, then you can finish the book. And I had those moments because it became important. And it became important, so important that I was willing to deal with the frustration of the process of getting it done. And you're right, it takes something. Gina said, a lot of people can start writing the book, but it takes something to go the whole way, okay, to finish it, to get it edited and get it edited again, and then get it edited again, and to redo some stuff and rethink it. So you should be applauded when you finish your book. It's worthy of applause, but this message I just felt was important. And I want to trumpet it. I want to yell it from the megaphones. I want to get this message out,
What gets me with everybody here is each has an individual message that a lot of people probably haven't heard in this forum or this type of forum before, okay? And to get it all in one little masterclass like we're getting it right now, it's amazing, okay? So I applaud you all for, number one, having the courage to write something that people really need to hear. It's like somebody saying, got something to say, but they're afraid to say it. You guys aren't afraid to say it because you do it through your words and you do it through the books. How many of you guys have thought about making your books a movie?
Cartoon. A cartoon, yeah.
Yeah, Brian, why did you choose the hippo as your mascot?
I didn't choose a hippo. I chose a rhino.
Okay, rhino. He said,
help him, Lord, help him.
We think a rhino is a hippo, so excuse him, Brian.
Well, you want to know why I chose the rhino?
No, I don't want to know now.
Okay, I'll tell you if you want to know.
He wanted a hippo.
You want to know why you didn't choose the hippo?
Lord.
Oh, baby.
But go ahead. Why did you choose the rhino?
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
It's actually in the book. I read the book, so I know why. But go ahead and tell him.
Real quick. It's metaphors. Like rhinos have thick skins, which I equate to not taking things personally. Rhinos are physically strong, which I equate to being determined. They have amazing hearing, which I equate to being great listeners. They have horrible eyesight, which I equate to not even noticing little things that can get in your way. And they have horns. And I use the horns to represent your goals. This rhino here has 2 horns. The little horn is the little goal that you have to get past to get to your big goal. But the last thing is what I think is the most amazing is the way the rhino's legs work, because rhinos are physically unable to walk backwards. So when you go for a goal the way a rhino goes for a goal, the only physical option you have is to continue forward until you reach your objective. You can stop, you can turn around, but you can't back up. So that's why rhinos mean something to me.
You better say that. What?
I love it. I have rhinos in every room of my home, and I look at the rhino. It means to me, go to work, Brian. That's how I take it.
Wow.
That rhino looks like one of my ex-girlfriends from high school.
Oh my gosh.
How she is now. Oh my God. But
Greg!
What happened?
Wow.
That's all we can say. Wow.
Annette, look, I applaud her. I'm not gonna say her name, but she got thick skin, okay? And she just needs to stay the horns down. She gotta say the horns. She just gotta get the horns down to
Greg, that's rough, man.
Just saying, baby.
We have to get back to Jonathan and Rashawn asking that same question, because I'm very curious. And I think you kind of brought it up a little bit, Jonathan. You touched on it a little bit. but we want to hear a little bit more detail, because you can go through some things. That doesn't mean that, hey, let me write a book and put it out there for others to benefit. So go ahead
So,
and embellish a little bit more, Jonathan.
well, ironically, that's not even the reason I wrote the book. So, and I'm gonna give y'all an Easter egg that don't no one know about the book, not even my publisher.
Uh-oh.
I wrote the book because I suffered from suicidal ideations at a time, and I was on the verge of committing suicide. And something intervened, and I did not do it. But I realized I wasn't. If I leave, I didn't make the world better. I have nothing that I'm leaving here. I don't have nothing says I was here. So then I got infatuated with leaving a legacy. And I was like, oh, I wanna leave a legacy. I wanna leave the world better than when I came. And I started doing a lot of different things. And I thought the orphanages. I've made like videos and started doing content creating and all of these things. But through therapy, I realized, I've had suicidal ideations for a long time. And my first suicide attempt was actually when I was 11. And so with that, uh, Easter egg, no one knows. I know, a couple of you guys read the book. It's about overcoming depression, but the child lost a friend. So what no one knows, and it's not in the book, that friend actually committed suicide. So, but two things about my book: the character doesn't have a name because I wanted the kids to, become the character, and two, I did a lot of talking to parents. I'm just now about to. Well, I'm married. I got two stepkids now, but I have my firstborn on the way. So I'm new to parenting. Right, I'm new to parenting. But I talked to a lot of parents before the book and while writing the book, and I asked them how did they feel when they lost a friend? How did they feel when they lost a loved one? And they can tell me in great detail. And then I asked them how did they feel? How did their child feel? And they all just kind of stopped talking and realized they didn't never think about it. They never asked those questions. They just was dealing with their grief, and they figured out, well, if I'm good, the kid don't know what's going on. They're good. And that's why I wrote the book.
Wow. Yeah, that and you know what? I read the book, and it just kind of that gave it a deeper meaning. It was a deep meaning anyway, and you were very, there were no names or anything like that. But when I read it, I was like, wow, this is really a book that a lot of children need to read.
Yeah.
It's a great book.
I like what he said, that he asked the parents about the children. I've said on the show before, my son was murdered at the age of 27 in 2012. My grandkids were 5 and 7. And that was one thing I was always talking with them. How do you feel on the level of their age? And as they're 17 and 20 now, and we still, occasionally they'll come and because I've left it open. If you need to talk, how do you feel? They were, even at the young age, they remember dad. And that is so important. Like what you said, we need to talk to the children. We need to stop talking at them and speak to them and ask them how do they feel, and not just in a grief situation, but just period. Our kids go through so much, and we just blow it off, like, oh, they're okay, they're out here, okay, they go to school, they don't. Just take the time to talk to the children. Sit down, ask them how do they feel, even about things that's going on in the world. When they're seeing things in the news, talk to the children, ask
Right.
them questions, and sit and actually listen to what they're saying.
The conversation has
Yep.
to be had. Rashawn, what about you? We're running out of time, but because I want to play the video with everybody who won this year. But Rashawn, what about you with the same question?
So, what made me write the book was, as I shared before, just going over things that I had experienced and found peace and healing with my own journey in discovering myself, but also as working as a therapist and working with kids and working with adults. Just spoke to how many of us are always looking for our purpose. The very first question in some of the assessments when I do a mental health assessment is hopelessness, purposelessness, worthlessness, because I'm trying to gauge a feeling or emotion or a understanding. And what I found with working with people is that's usually the number one thing I check off. I don't know my purpose. I don't know what I'm here for. I don't know. I don't understand. And so I did some reflection and said, you know what? If we start to love ourselves and start to discover ourselves, we will see that we have a purpose. There's a purpose for our life. We don't necessarily know what it is or where it's going right out the door, but we can get there if we focus on what about us makes us great.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense. Look, let me play this video from the winners. Well, it's not from them, but it's about the winners. It is the winners. Let me get it right, Jen. It's the winners of the 2023 Distinguished Author Guild Award. Okay, here we go. Yes, sir. These are the Distinguished Author Guild Award winners for the 2023 year. 2024 is going to be just as great. I hope you guys have already written your books for 2024 and are ready to submit them, because submissions are going to be early this year, because we're going to have a big show. Like I said, we're going to have some top names there. We're going to have I don't even want to tell you everything that's going to go.
You want some submissions? There's some books I would recommend. So you want the submissions now? I saw Carolyn put it in the chat.
The submissions are going to be, we're going to be opening up at the beginning of 2024 for the submissions for Distinguished Authors Guild.
We want to make it sure that everything is done and ready to go, so that these last minute things that happened this year with Gina, because Gina literally was a one-man crew basically, so that those things won't happen. We want to make sure that everything is great, and we want to make sure we see all of your smart. Dr. Whitehead, you're such an amazing spirit, man. I love you. Love you. It's such an amazing spirit. Okay. We got a lot of people on here, so I want everybody to, just have a moment, all right, in this last few minutes, and tell everything that you want to tell. Give encouraging words to our audience, and just express yourself. Okay, let's start off with you, Rashawn.
Well, I always say Definitely 5 minutes of conversation beats 45 minutes of trouble. So take a moment to pause and have that conversation, whether it's a conversation with yourself while you reflect, or it's a conversation with someone you trust. Have that conversation so that you can negate trouble or struggle, and also find purpose in you. Take the S off your chest or redefine it to being self-driven.
Okay, Brother Jonathan, what say you?
Man, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that, like I said, to write something and give it out to the world and have the world say that, you know, it's award winning and it's good. I just want everyone to, you know, continue writing, continue to tell your story. I can't wait to Greg write his book or I'll definitely can't wait because it's gonna change lives, man. I think the tools that we have and the talents that we have were put here to change lives and to outreach, and we go through things to help other people get through what they're going through because we're strong enough to do it. And God has entrusted us with the talents to be able to write. A lot of people go through what we're going through. A lot of people have similar stories, but they can't write. They can't be on you know, they can't be on camera. They can't do any of these things, or they can't put in the words how they feel, but we can. So continue to write, continue to tell your story, and continue to change lives.
Absolutely. Annette, what say you?
I say, have you ever experienced the heaviness following the death of a close friend or loved one? If the answer is yes, then you need to purchase Surviving a Silenced Heartbeat. Within this book, you're going to hear a personal story of loss and grief from myself, the author, a breakdown of how to understand grief from both a child and adult perspective, and also numerous resources for those who have experienced or experiencing loss and grief. Also, this book will help you to get to a place of healing, which is what we need. Surviving a Silenced Heartbeat is more than just a book about grief and loss, it is a movement. And I want you to know that you are not alone.
Yes,
Great
yes.
words in that.
Man.
My new friend, Dr. Whitehead.
Yes, I am so elated to be able to share with others how that this is a perfectly good time for you to refocus and to move forward. We must make destiny driven decisions, and my desire is that each of you who read this book, and you should get it because it will help you to move forward. Moving forward is the only option now. You cannot afford to move backwards, and you cannot afford to stay stuck. It is important that you focus on your goals. I want everyone to be empowered, empowered to be the very best version of themselves. And so, as we are deciding to do that, we have to figure out where we want to be. And we have to commit these ideas to paper. Review your current goals. Where are you? Are you doing what you want to do? Are you accomplishing the things that you desire? Create a visual representation of your goals and keep your goals in mind. That is essential to developing the motivation to see them through to their fruition. And so, for all of you who are listening and you have these things in your heart that you want to do, some of the things you've never shared with others, sometimes we're afraid to even see ourselves being that best version. I say to you now, be courageous, rise up, and recognize that there are people who will help you. But you have to commit to that goal. Once you commit to the goal, you will find that there are destiny helpers who will come. Remind yourself to be consistent. Do what has to be done. Know the why of your goals and make destiny driven decisions. I look forward to seeing you and hearing your testimony and celebrating your success.
As
Thank
we
you.
celebrate True, as we celebrate you. Thank you so much for that, okay? My
Oh,
brother, Brian.
You know, I believe that the children are our futures, and that we should teach them well and let them lead the way.
You
Come
better
on now.
We should
Yes.
show them all the beauty that they possess inside. We
Sing.
should really give them a sense of pride.
Agreed,
Yes.
To
agreed.
make it easier, we should let the children's laughter remind us of how we used to be. You see, I decided long. No, let me.
You gotta do that.
Oh my goodness.
I do
Love
think
it.
shame on us if we let every generation have to learn the same lessons. We should be teaching. We should be sharing. We should teach and teach and teach and share and share and share, and eventually they'll get it. Amen.
I'm just glad he didn't recite Hot Pants by James Brown.
Hot pants makes you sure of yourself. You walk like you got the only loving left.
Smoking. Marcella, go ahead.
That's hilarious.
I just want to thank each and every one of you for writing your books, for coming on to Dope Living TV Live. And for those out there who have a story, tell your story. It will help others heal.
Gina, Distinguished Authors Guild. Gina.
Good job, Gina.
I just want to say congratulations once again to all of you. When y'all hit that red carpet, man, this year, 2024, is going to be just as awesome. We got some wonderful things planned. I'm just going to let out one little secret. Everything that glitters is gold.
Go ahead.
That in mind.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Nicole Murphy, Barter Black. Everybody should go to that site. Barter Black is important, okay? We need to come together to barter with each other as opposed to asking for stuff all the time. Share ideas. Let's share our wealth with everybody.
That's a great way to help each other get where you need to be.
Get in Nicole Murphy. That's her right here.
That's
She
right.
says period.
Right.
Period.
Barter Black. It's on the website. Just get it. Barter. BARTER. Black. BLACK. All right. Look at your color. You already know.
That's right.
Hey man, I've been celebrating the Distinguished Author Guild 2023 award-winning authors. Okay, you guys are amazing. Okay,
amazing.
Every single one of you has something to give to this world. You know, not just the literary world, but the entire world. All right, your messages should be heard, listened to, and seen by everybody. All right, because they're important and it needs to be told. You guys are saying things that a lot of people are afraid to say. All right, and you put it out there, you bared your souls, and you've given us something that we can look forward to, as well as the kids, something that they can look forward to too. We support you guys. We thank you guys for coming on the show. Each and every one of you are invited back anytime you get ready. Okay, you're home now.
And let me just say, bro, if you have not seen the show, it is available on the Distinguished Authors Guild Facebook page. Every show from the 2020 up until 2023 is in there. You can go back and watch the virtual shows. We started off virtually, 2 years virtual. Then we moved to Vegas, 2 years in Vegas. Now we're moving to Chicago. Yeah.
My kind of town.
Chicago is.
So go on the page, follow, support. Do you know support is following, right? Just go on there, follow. It costs you nothing.
That's right.
Network is. Hey, everybody go check out Brian K. McNeill and his wife, Lisa Santiago. All right. They got a podcast every morning, okay? And
every morning.
Get each one of these individuals.
Monday through Friday. And don't forget, get caught in the net. We got Annette. She has her podcast. Oh, she has.
I didn't know where she was going with that, Brian.
I was confused at first too.
That's her. Hey, that's Annette. Get caught in the net. But yeah, she has that.
That's my tagline, Greg.
That's her tagline. And
I ain't seen it. I'm gonna go watch it today.
You have to watch the health session, because it is so much information to learn. I changed my way of eating. There's certain things I thought was healthy that I learned wasn't. I mean, it's there's so much information in there. But yes, she don't forget to go visit her podcast.
Let's check them
Make
out.
sure you
Let's check them out.
follow. Yes.
Every
my man
Wednesday, 12 noon.
My man Jonathan's getting ready to be a film writer. He's at what was that?
We need to talk to Jonathan. We need to talk to you about those films, man.
Yes. He's going to do it, all right? And please, again, I want to stress, because I think this is a great initiative before we get out of here. Barter Black, it is a great site. It is a great initiative. It is a great mindset, okay? Please go check out Barter Black. I mean, I think all of you guys should go at least check it out and tell your friends.
I am going to check it out because I wasn't available at the time.
Yeah,
I was in Vegas at that time when she came on. So I have to go and check her out and
it's a great concept.
I know it is.
Concept.
I do bartering. I do a lot of bartering myself, so it is a great concept. And don't forget BHC Media Group. Dr. Whitehead is on there. She has oh my gosh. This lady, if you she preaches.
Talk about it. We can go over it a little bit. Talk about
gives
it.
information. But
Yeah,
BHC
it's
Media
amazing.
Group. Make sure you follow it.
And what is the name of hers?
Kingdom International TV.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, let me put this plug in. I have a prayer line every morning from Monday through Friday. Listen, if you want to get with the body of believers and you want to pray and see some things happen, you need to hook up with us because we have evidence that the word is working.
Amen.
And
And,
Rashawn, I know
Rashawn,
you.
What you got?
Yes.
Yes, I'm also on the BHC network on the Mind Matters channel with the Mind Matters team. And we do mental health and wellness shows. It's about 7 of us, 7 different individuals from different parts of the United States. Dr. Carolyn is on there. Coach KP is on there. Coach AE is on there, and we have a lot of us, and each month we have a different streaming episode that talks about mental health and wellness.
Just what we need. This is what this information is out here, guys. Now you know where to go find it.
Yes,
Wonderful.
you know where to go find it. We never, ever, 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 when we have great shows like this, we never, ever have enough time. Time slips by, but you guys have each given us all something to hold on to. And we appreciate you guys coming on Dope Living TV Live and hanging out with us. And again, come back anytime you're ready. Seriously.
Be back tomorrow.
Come back. I don't have no. You want to hey, Annette. Well, you clowned me in the green room, okay? So look, I'm telling you, you want to come back tomorrow? Come back tomorrow, okay? Real quick, Bobby says, call on the wall. Dr. Whitehead. Andrea says, call on the wall prayer call with Dr. Barbara is changing my life.
Wow.
Line is awesome. Call on the wall. The word
listen to those testimonies.
Thank you. Maurice, part of the show. Maurice will be here today. He's traveling. All right, but yeah, we love each and every one of you guys. All right, and I hope personally that I see you guys next year at the Distinguished Authors Guild. I want to meet everybody. I want to shake hands. I want to hug everybody, and that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, this is what Marcella? What, you don't know my mind?
Pretty much, yeah. Gina, don't we?
Anyway, don't listen to them. Hey, Jonathan, Brian, Annette, Dr. Whitehead, and Miss Rashawn, thank you guys so much for coming on and hanging out with us.
Love
This
you
is Dope
guys.
Live, man. We'll see you guys
having us.
with more.
Thank you.
Y'all take care. Peace.
Bye.